Hi, everybody. DJ Yoakley with you for another Coach's Corner, this time a very special one. It is the BOARDMAN Coach's Corner with Mr. Pat Birch. Coach, how are you?
Sorry,
Coach Birch, how are you?
Good,
No, that's
good. How are
okay.
you? Thanks for having me.
I'm doing well. Thanks for joining us. It's been a very special year for you thus far. Still undefeated, yet to feel defeat this season. It's been a turnaround. Talk to us about the buy-in at BOARDMAN and how your boys are playing so well.
Yeah, like you mentioned, it's been a really good start for us. It started on the road at Glen Oak to get the year going. We had a great come from behind victory, and I think that gave us a chance to relax a little bit. And since then, we played pretty good basketball. These guys are a product over the last few years. The senior class in general has always been a really close group, and they've played the game well. They've been successful as freshmen, JV, now varsity players the last 2 years. And for us in general, I think we've had a pretty good run over the last 3 or 4 years, and a lot of that's just staying the course and trying to do things the right way, and always believe that if we did things the right way, that the results would come at some point.
You've had a chance to really look at this team, this senior class especially, from the ground up and lay the fundamentals for them. Talk to me about how they've progressed over the years for you.
Yeah, absolutely. These are guys. I remember these guys when they were in like 4th, 5th, 6th grade, and I knew their names, knew who they were, and it's been pretty cool to see them grow up through the program, 7th and 8th graders, and then as freshmen, they played really well together. They were a very unselfish team as freshmen. We knew right then and there that this could be a group that we could do something with, and really since then they've just continued to do that. They don't really care about accolades or who gets credit. It's just, hey, how do we get a win?
What's fun for me is we talk to a lot of these small schools who don't have the opportunity to have such big classes as you do, to have as many seniors in the starting lineup. But you keep it fun for them. You keep the competition within because you feel that the competition inside the locker room also translates to great competition outside when you guys can match up against your opponents. Correct?
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice. I mean, senior class is probably exceptionally deep when it comes to number of players. You usually don't have 9 seniors, and even in a bigger school. But these are guys that all 9 of them have been bought into the program. They've done things the right way, and it's easy to keep kids around when they're going to compete and they're going to keep pushing each other every day.
All eyes on BOARDMAN this year. I mean, you guys are highly regarded as one of the best teams around. Do you feel the pressure of kind of performing each night, and do the kids feel that as well?
I wouldn't call it pressure. We said before the year that we have to hold ourselves to a high expectation. Last year we were kind of the hunters and caught some teams by surprise, probably middle of the year. And now this year we knew that everyone was going to be ready for us. With the guys that we had back and the success we had last year, we just had to embrace it and know that we're going to get everyone's best punch, and we've seen that already. In the last few games where Poland really battled and Mooney really battled, and it's going to be every game we're going to be ready to play our best, or else someone's going to get us eventually.
Is there a different preparation that goes into being from being the hunter to the hunted?
Not necessarily technically speaking, but I think more of a mentality, where you have to know that we really got to push ourselves in practice every day. It's easy to rest when you have success and you think, all right, it's just going to happen. Some of the lessons we've learned early is that if we don't bring our best, that any team, especially around here, could beat us. And when we get into the districts, that's a guarantee that if we're not playing great basketball, that someone's going to get us. So we got to be ready.
I was dying to see you guys live in person. Got to call the Hudson game, a fantastic game. You guys controlled it from pillar to post, but it was tight for a while there in the first half, and then you came out the second half and exploded through. I mean, is that something where you've got to motivate your guys at halftime, or they know what the agenda is come the second half?
No, I think some of that's our style of play. We try to get up and pressure people the entire game, and I think what we've seen so far this year, at least, is that in the second half we've been able to separate against teams because some of that pressure is starting to wear on them. It might not take effect in the first or second quarter, but if we keep playing hard for 4, we've been able to see separation happen in the third, fourth quarter, and it's been a pretty good recipe for us so far.
What's fun to watch is you guys can get it done inside and outside. Being your big man down in the middle, Ethan Anderson, and then obviously Derrick Anderson, who we're going to talk to in a little bit, getting it done, all ends of the court. Talk to me about, when you guys really hang your hat on one side of the offense, is it inside, outside, or do you even do that? Do you just kind of go with what's hot for the night?
No, on offense, we really just try to preach being unselfish and moving the basketball. When we get the ball moving side to side, we're a pretty hard team to defend because you get guys like Derrick and Ethan and Daywan Martin and Tommy Friday going. And, when they're single covered with no help side, it makes it easy for them. On the defensive end, it's really just about trying to pressure the basketball and be in the right position. When we do those things consistently, we're a pretty good team. You mentioned that Hudson game. Ethan had a big night, his best offensive performance by far, but he's been a really big force for us defensively. He's blocking shots. He's changing shots at the rim. He's rebounding really well. So for him to get his offense going, I think that's the next step for us as a team. And Derrick's been consistent for 2 years now, and he's finding other ways to improve. He's hitting from the outside, which is a really good sign for him. And if he does that consistently, he's really, really hard to guard.
For you personally, what is the most fun part of coaching this team?
Their unselfishness. We have a lot of unsung heroes, the Zach Ryans and Connor Millers, that they might not score in a given night, but their impact's felt throughout the game, whether it's defensively or just making the right play on offense. And those guys, honestly, could care less about who gets the headline. And even guys like Derrick, who get a lot of credit. He's a very humble kid that is all about his team and making his teammates better. And when you have guys like that truly care about each other, it's really all you can ask for as a coach.
Is it hard at this point in the season at 7-0 to take it one game at a time and not, being, like I said, being 7-0, to not look down the stretch and say, man, we could have a nice little run here if we put things together?
Yeah, human nature, you're always looking ahead, and we got some big games coming up, but for us, Friday's the most important game because it's our first conference game, and for us to defend the conference championship, we have to be 1-0 on Friday, and then from there we have a week of 2 big rivalry games with Fitch and Canfield, so it's going to be easy to be ready for those games because who they are, and it just kind of keeps going from there. We have great out of conference games, and Warren Harding's on the schedule, so I think it's going to be relatively easy in January to keep our focus one game at a time.
Coach, one thing we do every week is we try to highlight a senior. This week it's going to be Derrick Anderson. Can you tell me what Derrick has meant to your program from a character standpoint and from a programmatic standpoint?
Yeah, we knew early on that Derrick could really play, and his freshman year he kind of was waiting in the wings a little bit. We had a pretty good senior class that won 19 games that year, and Derrick was playing really well as a freshman. We brought him up to JV. Same thing as a sophomore. He kind of was waiting his turn, and when he got his opportunity as a sophomore, he took it and ran. And since then, he's been really the face of our program and a guy that's carried us to a lot of wins. And like I said, he's a humble kid. He's an easy kid to like. And as long as he continues to work hard, he's going to be doing great things for our program and on to the next level.
Coach, looking to get things done in 2020, do you have a personal resolution and maybe a team resolution you'd like to share?
Yeah, I think it's staying focused, like you said, one game at a time. We have to keep our heads in the right spot. If not, we're going to be disappointed at some point. And that might happen anyway. We play a lot of good teams, and it's really hard to run the table. That's not our expectation necessarily, but I told these guys at the beginning of the year we have 22 games, and I don't expect to lose any one of them. And we're going to take that mentality in each and every night. And if we play hard and play unselfish, we'll see what happens.
Coach, episode 1, Coach's Corner for Boardman in the books. Pat Birch, thank you so much. We appreciate your time. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, DJ. Appreciate me having on.